Weighing in at only 20.7 ounces, the Terra Nova Laser Ultra 1, as of 2012, holds the Guinness Book of World Records for the lightest double wall tent in the world. Terra Nova has packed a ton of innovation and a lot of unique features into this tent. We're going to take a look at them all, and we're going to start with the material that the fly and the base of the tent is made of. It's called a Cuban fiber. It's what this funky looking gray stuff is. This is polylaminate material that's not breathable. It's extremely durable. It's waterproof and windproof. It has a little bit of history in the sailing and yachting world because it was so durable and so lightweight. It does have 600-pound tensile strength to it, so you can really go ahead, grab the stuff. It is nowhere near as wimpy as it looks. It's pretty durable, it's pretty lightweight and very unique. So this is a one-man tent, and it's definitely a one-man tent. You're not gonna fit two people in here, definitely not comfortably. And it is a double wall tent, despite what it looks like. You do have a single pole here. It's made out of a scandium alloy, so it's very strong, it's very lightweight. And you have two smaller carbon fiber poles that split and break down to make up for better packability on the ends. We'll take a look at those in a couple minutes here. So that single pole in the middle runs through a sleeve that's built into this fly material. And the tent itself is this yellow material, and you'll see there's a series of toggles and elastic bungees. This is how the tent connects to that outer fly. So it's a super lightweight design. It's minimizing any sort of a normal clip system that you would see, and it also clips to this single pole, so you're reducing all kinds of weight there, but it's still giving you some good headroom. And this is a pretty secure attachment system they have here that's very lightweight. Peel back the outer shell here, or the rain fly of the tent to give you a little bit better look. You can see this yellow body here, very lightweight, super lightweight material they're using here. And you can see you've got a buckle system on the end here. Both ends of this tent are the exact same design, same construction methods. So these buckles, as well as those toggles and elastic bands that we looked at earlier, are what's attaching the tent body to the fly. And this is not something that you would take apart and pack up the way you would a normal double wall tent, every time you used it. So you're gonna keep these attached. It makes for a really quick setup and tear down because you're not taking the tent and the fly apart separately. You're just taking the pole out, you're collapsing these carbon fiber split poles on the end, rolling the whole thing up, packing it up, and you're ready to go. So let's take a closer look at these carbon poles on the end. You've got plenty of options here for staking out. We're gonna loosen up the tension here on the end. So we'll give you a look at this. Here's your carbon poles here, and it's got this nice split design where they come apart and fold down. So these are about, I'd say 8 or 9 inches long. So this diameter here makes that the whole tent could pack up into a much shorter compact package by having this split carbon pole at the end than if you just had a single piece here. So that's a pretty unique feature that allows for some great versatility when packing and what kind of a bag you're going to pack this tent into. So another unique design feature here that Terra Nova is using is that between the Cuban fiber here and this nylon material they're using, here's your pole and the sleeve, the seams are not sealed. This reduces weight, and I'm not sure how difficult it would be to actually seam tape this sort of a fiber. The difference is that this material, when it gets wet, kind of expands and closes up all the gaps in it, so it's not going to leak. One of the things that Terra Nova has done to eliminate potential leaks is they've rolled all the seams. So when you're putting two pieces of fabric together, they're kind of rolled over and stitched, so you've got that nice tight wrap where the fibers come together instead of having more of a traditional open stitch where water could leak into those seams if they were not sealed. To prevent leakage on this main pole system they have here, this tent does come with a shield. So this is a waterproof piece of material that kind of fits over this whole thing. It ties in with points at both ends. You also have a series of cords on the underside of it that tie into loops that are sewn in here, so you can get that attached very securely. And it also gives you these guy out points with cordage on both sides, so you can really guide this tent out if you've got heavy winds and high rains coming in, and make it even more stable than it already is. The Laser Ultra 1 is obviously a minimalist design shelter. You're not going to get a lot of bells and whistles here. This thing is stripped down to the bare minimum, but still going to do exactly what it says it's going to do, which is keep you dry and keep you sheltered in bad weather, and take up such a small amount of room and weight in your pack that you're not going to have to think about it at all. And you can see where the top pole goes up here, you got some room to sit up. I'm a little hunched over here. I'm 5'9", I just fit in this. The length also is probably not going to suit anybody who's too tall. But you could definitely fit any sort of a compact or a short version or a 3/4 version sleeping pad in here without a problem. You could definitely fit a 72-inch standard size sleeping pad in here as well. One of the great design features on this tent is the door. As you can see, the whole side of the tent zips down. Here's your door. It does have a nice mesh panel at the top. And when it's not in use or it's not raining out, and this is great, you can kind of roll it under, tuck it away. You've got plenty of airflow. It also increases the volume inside the tent a little bit more, so it might not be as cramped. You also have a bit of a vestibule that's being created here by this outer fly. I've got a pair of boots in it. There's not room for a whole lot more. Maybe some trekking poles, definitely smaller size day packs, adventure racing packs, mountain running. You're not gonna have a problem fitting a pack in here. Anybody trying to fit a full-size backpack, it's gonna be a tight fit. So at the end of the short ends of each of the tent, you can see here we've got this fly kind of tucked up and bungeed on here. It's a really nice little design that they've tacked on here that obviously adds very little weight to the tent. It's just the toggle and the bungee strap. So normally you would leave this down, you'd stake this out with your other guy line here. If you had bad weather, you'd definitely brush rain and wind off really easily. But if it's drier out or it's raining and you just want a little bit more ventilation because it's too hot and humid inside, you can just kind of tack that up there, and it matches up with those triangular mesh screens we looked at on the inside. So you just have fantastic ventilation that's going to run right through there while you've still got this outer fly on the tent and you've got full weather protection. On all of your guy out points here, Terra Nova is included in plenty of bungees and guy cords to go ahead and stake this tent out. On both the main parts of the tents and the fly here, you've got this very lightweight, reflective cord that gives you plenty of adjustability. They've added these little plastic tension locks that are just super easy to use, and go ahead and adjust the tension on that so you can get a nice taut pull on the fly. The other points are just a basic bungee cord that's tied off, so I mean you could easily replace this with something lighter if you wanted to, but this works great. It's got a lot of tension to it, gives you some adjustability, and they're obviously durable enough they're going to do the job. One of the most unique features on this tent are the 12 titanium stakes that come with it. These, you can see in comparison to my hand, they're a little bit larger than a toothpick. They are made out of titanium. They do have a hooked piece at the top with a little bit of coated here to help them grip onto those bungee cords and accessory cords. And they weigh 1 gram a piece, or 4/100ths of an ounce. That is 0.04 ounces. A footprint is available and sold separately for the Laser Ultra 1. We recommend the footprint if you intend to use this tent for long-term treks or on rough surfaces.